Hi everyone, this is Liz from Creative Life of Liz, and I am here to walk through my mostly complete fourth quarter of 2024. This is in my book Bujo, reading journal, whatever you call it, and I'm realizing that Q4 starts in October, so we're gonna start here. We already saw September in a previous video. Anyway, so starting out in October, I did this cute cover. I actually really like how it turned out, except for how I drew the pumpkin. Don't love that part, but it's a learning experience, and I'm just not a very good drawer, to be honest. So I'm glad that I am trying new things. I think that's a good thing to be working on. And the washi is just so cute. I did a pretty good job reading some Romanceopoly prompts during the month, and I had a few arcs that I was reading this month. So overall, pretty productive, I feel like, in the reading space. Looking at my readathons, I did a little extra bonus page where I folded in, this is the board for Escape the Haunted House for TBR Harvest. And then on this side was Becca's Spookopoly-thon, was the board here. And then I put the content, so this was my path through the house over here. And then this was my Spookopoly-thon rolls over here. I think it turned out pretty cute. I ended up not doing any extra rolls, but I think it still turned out pretty nice. And I think I'm going to use more of these tip-ins in 2025 because I really enjoyed having these flip in here. Looking through the books that I was reading, overall, it was a meh reading month, I would say. Some good reads and some fine reads. I did really enjoy The Black Klansman by Ron Stallworth. That was a really good book. Sorry, my cats are crazy. They just got fed, which you can probably hear in the background. I really enjoyed The Undermining of Twilight and Frank. That was also really good. Good as Goldie by Georgia Dunn is a comic series. I really like that. Then looking over here, some meh reads over here as well. DNFing Somewhere Beyond the Sea was crushing to me. I love the first book in this series, and it was just rough, but I think that I'm not currently in the right headspace given the political climate here in the United States to be reading a book that's about oppressive governments hating people who are not what they deem to be worthwhile. So yeah, decided that was not the right mental space. So read some other things instead. Looking at my book summary, Good as Goldie was my favorite read of the month. I also really liked That Night in the Library by Eva Jurczyk, which is a locked room mystery. Really enjoyed that. Kind of leaned on a thriller maybe a little bit, but really enjoyed it. My Vampire Plus One was my biggest disappointment. I was going to say Somewhere Beyond the Sea, but I think that's a me problem, not a book problem. But this one, maybe a book problem. The characters were just not my vibe. Top 5 books of the month were Good as Goldie, That Night in the Library, Kismet Collection by Ananya Devarajan. Sorry, that one was rough. I did a bad job. Black Klansman by Ron Stallworth, and Days at the Murasaki Bookshop by Satoshi Yagasawa. Looking at my stats, I read 22 books for about 6,600 pages, and I had 2 DNFs as well. A lot of 4 stars, so that part was nice. Overall, also a lot of new authors, half and half on Own Voices books, so I think pretty decent split there. Quite a split of genres, which was really nice, and a lot of fantasy romance relative to others. I think that's because of the spooky season. Honestly, it was fantasy and paranormal romance for spooky season. Also a lot of new releases this month. And then looking at November, I think this is probably my favorite theme of the month because it's so simple but turned out so cute with this little washi strips and the zebra mild liner going around it. Priority reads, I was trying to finish up those last few prompts for November and December. So I made a little progress there on my last few enroll prompts. And then did read some more arcs as well. Looking at my reading for the month, this month was even more meh. But I really enjoyed Sword Heart. I thought that was pretty fun. This Will Only Hurt a Little by Busy Phillips. That was also really good. At First Bite by Olivia Dade. Olivia Dade just gets me for some reason. I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't love her books as much as I do, but they end up emotional every time. That was all I read for the month. So favorite read was At First Bite. Most excited about This Will Only Hurt a Little by Busy Phillips. Biggest disappointment was The Leader of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I feel like I hear so much about this series, and then it gets adaptations and all that other stuff, but it was just so frustratingly like sexist and racist and ableist, and I just didn't like it. I felt like it was gratuitous for the sake of it, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. Other thoughts are only going to be more negative, so we're going to move on. Top recommendations of the month: At First Bite, This Will Only Hurt a Little, The Imposition of Unnecessary Obstacles. I'm really enjoying that series. It's just like somehow manages to feel kind of high stakes, but also like healing fiction at the same time. A Legend in the Baking, and Sword Heart. And then looking at my stats, I read 17 books for 5,400-ish pages. Pretty decent split across the ratings there. A lot of new authors again, a lot of own voices, which was really nice. A lot of romance, but a mixture of some other things. Most of that romance was contemporary. A mixture of formats here, and then I ended up putting the publications in this way because they spread over quite a few years, but predominantly new releases. I mean, we are almost at the end of 2024, so not a surprise that there's a lot of 2024 books to read. And then moving into December, this is my setup here. I really like how the sparkles go in the middle because I made the washi go opposite directions in the two strips, and I think that turned out really cute. The rest of it is just, it's fine. I did finish the annual prompts, so that was a success. And I did read an arc this month. And then looking at my reading, it's been a little all over the place this month. Some good, some bad, some indifferent. I am reading a lot of audiobooks because I currently have an Audible subscription. So that's been fun. I read A Christmas Carol. This is the version read by Hugh Grant. That was pretty fun. A Letter from Birmingham Jail. I've never listened to the entire thing, so that was also quite interesting. I enjoyed Something Extraordinary by Alexis Hall. That was the arc I read. Definitely need to suspend your disbelief a little bit, but it's like a very fun alternative historical romance world. Slightly alternative. Anyway, lots of queer people, and it's a fun time. I did Winter Romance Land. I managed to get it done in 4 books plus some activities. So pretty good for the weekend, I think. And then I am currently working on Lightfall. I think I'm filming this on the 18th. So I do still have a few days left of Lightfall to finish this last prompt out here. And then this is where I'm at in my reading so far. I am making good progress. I still have a few days left in the month. So I am anticipating I can fit the rest of the books that I'm going to read on these 2 pages. And then that's going to give me these 2 pages for my book summary for December. These 2 pages for my book stats for December. This is because I had to cut out a page and then like tape it back in. That's why there's this. And then I also did that with a second page. So I have these 2 pages plus this back one for my annual stats. So not a lot of space, but I should be able to make it work. We're going to see how that goes. So I'm going to stick my bookmark back in here so that I don't lose where I am. And that closes out my 2024 reading journal. And I am excited to get into 2025 reading. Probably my 2025 reading is the thing about 2025 I'm most excited about right now. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, as always, please like and subscribe below if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. It helps me out. Let me know about your 2024 reads. What did you enjoy? What were you excited about? What do you think I would like to read? I would love to hear about all of that. If you have nothing that you want to leave, but you want to say hi, leave me a moon emoji. I would love to hear from you. And then follow me on Instagram at Creative Life of Liz. You see in progress and finished spreads in all my planners, as well as bits and pieces of my life, what I'm reading, all that good stuff. And until next time, bye.